Hey, what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Rayge, and we are back today with a council update from the Marvel Strike Force Player Voice Movement. If you guys aren't aware, this is a select group of folks that always meet with the general manager of Marvel Strike Force every single week to connect on things that are, happening in terms of the sentiment, things to improve on, feedback, and so forth. So, they've come a very, very long ways in the last few years, especially now having these meetings to obviously echo what's going on with the game. But as well, I like to get a read of the room as well. And what I love about them is that every couple weeks they do provide updates for us and sneak peek snapshots of what to expect in the coming months, if you will, and with respect to where the sentiment of the overall game and audience is lying, right? So it's awesome. They don't specifically cover certain topics, but they will talk about obviously some of the bigger items of concern and things that have been trending well and so forth. So let's get into it. There's a lot of good information. That's why I wanted to make a separate video on this. Some updates haven't been as meaningful, but there's some pretty good content here to expect. So let's get into it, guys. This was on September 22nd, meeting with RJ, and as you can see here, it was Ryan Jacobson sitting down and actually going through a couple topics, things that they've been doing well, and what's kind of in the works that we can look forward to, and kind of aligns with what we've seen in the Strike Spot previews, but as well as my own personal expectations for the rest of 2025 here. So yes, confirmation here, guys. The next iteration of War is in the works. It is something that the team wants to make sure it is done correctly before playtesting begins with time, and then as well to share feedback in the team. So I previously highlighted that we'll likely expect this near the end of the year, heck, maybe even early next year, and that seems to align with this right now because it's not even in a testing phase right now, which means October, November probably will be in that implementation testing stage, and maybe it will finally get rolled out in December, but that remains to be seen. It's nice to get some updates because obviously that was one of the big announcements that they made. The Omega version of Annihilation rates is not off the table. Discussions are continuing. However, there is a bit of emphasis right now on the changes as they want to simplify what's becoming of the sim nodes in an effort to decrease low-quality screen time, but as well also allow the devs to focus on other PvE features and events. And that different PvE features and events, that's what I'm personally more interested in as well, because daily raids are just they're pretty mindless. If you have the built teams, you just sim through and just get it done. So I don't think it's ever been demanding, but it's more so just getting obviously engagement from your alliance. So if there's a way to simplify it and make it even better quality of life, I am definitely all for it. Danger Room. This has been such a hot fan favorite, myself included. They can vary in length and content, from the fun of utilizing the roster to the latest release team. So balancing time spent versus reward is the focus, but still narrowing in on it, which means refinement. So as of late anyways, guys, I felt really, really good about the Hellfire Club Danger Room, and more recently now the Sinister Six one that got released. I think it's in a good place. I think they obviously there's still quite a bit of discontent from folks not being able to complete it and so forth, but I don't know. I did it with a Gear Tier 19 Vulture and Gear Tier 18 Green Goblin Classic yesterday, and I rented all the other tunes. So I mean, it's great to see that you don't need Gear Tier 20 to get it all the way done, all the way through, and then like I said, the rewards I think can always be a little better, but gimme doesn't always get right. But yeah, I think right now it is getting to a really good spot for Danger Room. Hopefully they can keep that up, and obviously featuring new teams, that's always big. Okay, so this one's a big one, guys, and we talked about this in my expectations and 2025 roadmap as well, but we know Sentry's joining Battle World with some quality of life improvements, but now they've given us a little bit of more information on what's happening with Null. So it looks like Null, he may not be totally in the past. The team's working on a way to distribute Null shards when Sentry launches. So I'm interested to see how that's going to work, whether it's like us purchasing it, or maybe there's going to be another mini game within Battle World to actually access that. We'll see. Maybe a leaderboard event in itself, right? Does not want players to miss the opportunity to battle the King in Black for more in the future. So yeah, I can definitely see the challenge there, because you want players coming in that don't have access to him. How are they going to get access to him, right? That's definitely a big question mark for sure. Cosmic Crucible, critical issues that should be fixed soon in the client update. Great. Competitive Cosmic Crucible players do say that there's quite a bit of negative feedback on the scoring, and note that the U32 should not count towards league status. So yeah, just something for those competitive folks there. New game modes, a couple things in development, but too early to share anything just yet. So maybe some new game modes in 2026. That would be pretty exciting. I don't think there's going to be anything left for the rest of this year, as the focus will be on Sentry, obviously the Blue Marvel release, ISO 8 Purple 5, and so forth. So there's tons going on right now. I just can't see them starting anything new that's going to get released before the end of the year. Overpower is noted as on pause for Purple ISO 5. Great. This is going to be big. Given the reaction in general community when released, the team's not looking forward not looking to reawaken this topic. So that's good, guys. That means they're listening. Maybe they'll just park it and just leave it as is, and maybe they'll just leave the PvE side of it as well. But that's a big win. To know that it's kind of on pause and that there hasn't been discussions means there might not be an update, which is good news for us, guys. We can still take advantage of the current roster that we have without having to worry about that overpowered power dynamic difference. Blue Marvel, confirmed to not be a mythic, but as an epic character. So good to get that confirmation there. Appreciate them sharing that input. Diamond, Red Star's Awakened abilities should be appearing in chapter stores before they move into the shops. Noted some overdue like Shadow King Diamonds, but the new shop changes should be coming before the end of the year. Maybe some surprises too. So that's cool. Maybe with chapter 3, they're going to be adding in a couple of new things as well. And then noted, this is the big one in my opinion. A lot of leaderboards leading to fatigue. Took time with the big boss to share direct feedback about characters that get leaderboard as opposed to those who don't. How this can lead to a bad feeling from those who do complete the events, in addition to when they're done, and then right after there's another one. So it can be fatiguing for sure, guys, but to be honest, from a free-to-play perspective, of me skipping the last 4 or 5 events, it's been actually a rejuvenation period for myself. So I think it's really dependent on how you view these events. For me, when I see things like this that are back-to-back and not worthwhile, I just skip it. It doesn't cause me any stress. Actually, if anything, it gives me more time back in the game, ironically enough. So, and then until obviously you have these big ones like the ISO 8 Purple event. So just my 2 cents. It's all about your view as well. Not just about the way that the game's designed, but we can also change our expectations. And that's typically how I roll being free to play, right? So anyways, guys, lots and lots of good information. I'm pretty pumped. Great to see these updates. And again, keep up the good work, Player Voice Council. I know you guys spend a lot of time outside of your normal jobs and days, obviously, to get this done. And really appreciate the transparency and what's coming next for Marvel Strike Force, guys. Are you excited for any of these updates? Are you pumped? Is there anything that they missed that should be addressed? Do drop down in the comments below, guys. Thank you for your time as always, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.